Hi, Paul. Good to see you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you doing today?
Doing well. I'm doing well. And thanks for taking some time out to talk to us about PuraClean, which, PuraClean is one of those essential services that has been around for forever. But as you know, those essential services are really taking a forefront in a lot of people's minds. So
Correct.
tell us about PuraClean.
Sure. Well, you're right. We trace our origins all the way back to 1991. So we've been in this business for years. And of course, what's the adage in franchising? Hey, how do I succeed in a franchise? Well, you follow the system, right? Our system's been around for quite a while. We currently, just to throw some numbers at you, we're currently probably a little bit north of, we're probably close to 325 franchisees in the whole country, which is the highest it's ever been. We're probably going to add maybe 30 to 40 new franchisees in 2020. And talking about 2020, I get asked by a lot of people, hey, how did you guys survive the pandemic? Well, guess what? We not only survived, we thrived. I was using in the conference you and I attended last week, I was using the term, we turned lemons into lemonade this year. The matter of fact, internal franchisee revenue is at a run rate of 10% above 2019 right now. So, I mean, and that's the reason for that. I mean, I can't point to you and say, well, it's because of the pandemic. Part of it is, I'm sure. But, we keep gaining market share. This is, like you said earlier, this is an essential business. This is dealing with people when they're quite frankly, a lot of times it's doing people when they're having a trauma in their lives. Their garage just burned down. They've got a foot of water in their kitchen. They're trying to sell their house and their attic is full of mold. They've just got some bad news. So I think one of the really cool things is we have a reputation within the insurance industry, which of course is a lot of our franchisees' revenue. The way we handle it, when we get referred by an insurance company, it's the way we handle the insured. The way we handle those people, and we have an awesome reputation as to showing a kindness when we walk in and deal with people. We call ourselves community heroes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And as someone who has been on the receiving end of broken pipes and flooded basements in my home, you guys really are the heroes. When our
Exactly.
home, our
Right.
sanctuary has been threatened. So if you could, for someone who is listening and is not familiar with PuraClean, can you list maybe some of the main key services that you
Sure,
provide?
of course. It's property damage, and it's insurance, homeowners related property damage. You don't get all your revenue from floods and wildfires and tornadoes and catastrophes. It's the common you're nodding your head. You know exactly what I'm going to say. It's
Yeah.
the common everyday things that happen. Pipes break, hot water heater lets go. You know what? Earlier this week, I was talking to this couple. They have a young child. He went upstairs to take a bath, turned on the water in the bathtub, and fell asleep. Fortunately, not in the bathtub.
Oh my
They
God.
didn't realize it was happening until water started coming out of the chandelier on the
Oh
first floor.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So that's the kind of stuff that we handle. Water is the most common property damage in the United States. Every single day, 50,000 water damage claims are submitted to insurance carriers. Every day, 50,000. Fire is number two. Over $20 million a day is lost to fire in this country. Then mold. And the fourth major service we provide is biohazard. And the bio and biohazard means human beings. It doesn't. We don't focus on hazardous materials, but we do focus on cleaning up after people in various ways, as benign as some of our franchisees do commercial cleaning, all the way to, quite frankly, cleaning up after unattended deaths and stuff like that. all of those scenes have got to be cleaned up by a certified professional. And our franchisees are certified professionals. Now, I want to caveat all of this by saying, PuroClean does not dictate to a franchisee which one of those lines of business they focus on. There's a lot of franchisees out there doing water, fire, mold. They don't touch biohazard. If that kind of stuff makes people feel uncomfortable, not the problem. They don't have to do it. Now the demand for the deep cleaning around COVID-19 is kind of off the charts. So a lot of our franchisees that maybe really didn't get into biohazard in any way, shape, or form before are providing that deep cleaning service.
Yeah.
So and there's a myriad of different ways. There's so many revenue streams here at PuroClean. I candidate one of the calls we have is actually via Zoom, is actually a PowerPoint presentation, and just talking about revenue opportunities, I fill a whole slide in little tiny print like that. There's so many different ways to make money at PuroClean, but they're all kind of under the guise of those big four, little offshoots and stuff like that.
Well, I know here on the West Coast, we have seen more than our fair share of wildfires this past year. My heart goes out to all those people affected. I just had to replace my water heater yesterday, so this is very timely. But in terms of the role of the owner, if someone were to be awarded a PuroClean territory, are they out there getting their hands dirty?
It all depends.
Okay.
You know what? We don't dictate to a franchisee how they even start their business. I've worked with franchisees who have started all by themselves. They didn't make one hire. And then I've started with franchisees who've hired for everything. And day one, they were managing the manager. So, and all shades in between. Now, we do like the franchisee to be focused on the business, regardless of from what strata. We want them to be focused on the business. You can't, the only way we let a franchisee, and I hate to even use the term because I don't believe it, but semi-absentee, is they've got to have a full-time general manager. They've got to have somebody there every single day watching the business. You can't manage it part-time. Now, most of our franchisees start off, maybe start off with a technician and maybe a part-time marketing person. And they divide their time between, if it's a big claim, they divide their time helping the tech. Most of the time, they're probably out marketing. And of course, there's the administration aspect that goes along with the business too, because like I said earlier, 95% of the revenue is an insurance claim. So you've got to file the claim with the insurance company. So the franchisees would got to, if they don't have enough resources, they've got to do that too. And then eventually, over time, they hire themselves an office manager. That part-time marketing person becomes full-time. They hire themselves another technician, so they don't have to, now there's two techs. That franchisee doesn't have to worry about getting in the van. And that could happen. I mean, and that, again, that's variable in terms of when that would happen in the progression of a PuroClean. It's all dependent on revenue, on how quickly they ramp up their business. Now, hey, we're going to help them. We've got every marketing methodology that a franchisee uses is already developed. We have a crackerjack marketing department. They're unbelievable. I mean, and we utilize, in addition to marketing techniques, we also utilize, they also have, every franchisee has their own website. They can market through their website. We have resources that'll help them get positive Google reviews after every job, so they can post them on their website. And we all know that, hey, you've got 50 positive Google reviews, they're going to call you all the time. We also utilize social media as a public relations tool. We use television as a public relations tool. And by the way, I'll give you an example of using TV as a PR tool and how it comes across. We've been doing this lately. Local franchisees have been volunteering some of their technicians to go to the local police department and wipe down the interior of all the police vehicles, to kill the COVID thing.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
As a public service.
Nice.
So just coincidentally, when that's happening, the local TV news reel guys show up, as does a commentator from the 6 o'clock news, and our franchisee just happens to be there. and they get interviewed, and they get interviewed, and they show and it's on the 6 o'clock news. Now,
Wow.
obviously, that's all set up by the marketing department.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome way to get the name in, and of course it comes across as a public service announcement. It doesn't come across as a PR thing or an ad, right? But it's a great way to get the name PureClean known out into the community.
Yeah.
The vast majority of actual marketing is done to a referral source, like an insurance agent.
Okay.
So, like I said, but we do use TV to get the name out there too. And of course, that helps the insurance agent too, you know? If he or she sees us on TV, they go, oh, I know PureClean, you know? So
So,
it's kind of a big circle.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, when I'm working with individuals and meeting with them to help them identify, the best franchise options for them, what should I be listening for or looking for to identify someone that would make a great candidate for PureClean?
Sure, sure. Now, you know what? I'm not, I don't, about 70% of our franchisees are right out of corporate America. They had no familiarity with construction or mitigation. They weren't necessarily weekend handymen, building an addition on their house every Saturday afternoon, our training is so extensive. I'm not, the skill sets they bring are fine, and we're gonna, if they're lacking something, we're gonna train them on it. It's not an issue with me. But like I said earlier, it's the attitude. It's the attitude, that community hero attitude. You'd be amazed at how that resonates with people. Matter of fact, veterans, by the way, we give a 25% discount off the franchise fee to veterans. That's our
Thank
largest.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's the
you. That's
largest.
fantastic. Okay.
Yes. And so veterans are great. I can tell you, this has happened more than once to me when I explained to a veteran the community hero thing. And it was totally unrelated, but they both said it, something like, oh, you mean if I become a PureClean franchisee, I just got to worry about 250,000? That's our territory size. 250,000 people? I said, yeah. He said, oh, good, because then that means I don't have to worry about the whole country.
And it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Their attitude is they have the hero mentality. So, but don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting that you've got to be a veteran to get into PureClean. That's not the case. But we like to focus on them. And of course, veterans, if you've been in the military, hey, you're used to following a system, right? So they make excellent franchisees. As a matter of fact, our franchisees also have, there's a process in place to recruit veterans as employees at the franchisee level.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know. But I guess to answer your question, for anybody looking at PureClean, it's, hey, do I want to get out there and do I want to help my neighbors? Do I have the drive to get out there and push this thing and create success by being that community hero?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Tell us the investment range for PureClean.
Of course. The total is somewhere between, say, 200,000 and 220,000. Now, I'll break that down for you. Our franchise fee is 55,000, and like I said, if you're a veteran, we give you a 25% discount off that. Every franchisee has got to acquire a Ford Transit van. That is, we're heavily into brand standards. So we not only do we require the new franchisee to get that particular kind of vehicle, they have to get it from our preferred vendor. That's a $45,000 investment. They'll also need initial equipment. We have a defined initial equipment package. That's about $55,000. So those three elements are around $160,000. The balance to get to 200, and maybe even to, balance to get to 200 would be the 40,000 or maybe 50 or 60, depending on how much. That's working capital, money they'll need to get their PureClean up and running. Now, I want to go back and I want to talk about the van, because a lot of people say, oh, I could get that van, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Yes, we require the van to be purchased from a preferred vendor. Mm-hmm. However, that's the only time anybody at PureClean is going to tell a franchisee what vehicle they have to get and where they have to get it. After that, it's entirely up to them. they can, as long as it, I think we have like, it can't be any older than 4 years and it can't have any more than 100,000 miles or something like that, but they can get any vehicle they want, from any place they want. Matter of fact, most franchisees, that second vehicle is a pickup truck. But we had a new franchisee, I think he was in, I don't know, someplace in the Middle West about 2 or 3 months ago. He had an old Ford Mustang wrapped in the Puro Clean wrap, and he has his marketing person driving around in that. See, we don't care. Isn't that a riot?
That'd get my attention.
Yeah, exactly. More than a pickup truck that said Puro Clean on it, I'm sure.
Yeah, excellent. Gosh, thank you so much, Paul. Congratulations to Pura Clean on the success, on the ongoing
thank you.
success, and the fact that the business has been so successful while helping other people. So I think that's something that we can all get behind.
Yes, exactly. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Thanks for your time today, and hopefully, we'll get even more people interested in Pura Clean. And I just acknowledge you. I acknowledge everyone in the system that is serving their local communities. So thank you.
You're quite welcome.
All right. Take care, Paul. See you later.
Okay. Bye, Emily.
Okay. Bye.